Welcome back to Great Day Washington. Fall is here, which means it's time to change your gardening practices to get your landscape ready for the season.
So today we are joined by Christopher Elenstar from Brookside Gardens to get some tips for prepping your garden for those upcoming colder months. Good to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel like we just got this change, right, of weather, so people are thinking about it. But when somebody's prepping for winter to protect the plants, like, what does that entail? What does that mean?
Well, really, even though temperatures are dropping right now, this is still a great time to plant. So you don't want to put your garden to bed quite yet. So we keep planting all the way through November and into December. Any of your perennials, your deciduous trees and shrubs, you'll want to get your spring bulbs into the ground before it freezes. So I would definitely focus on continuing the gardening throughout the season.
Oh, good. I like that.
Okay, but they have to go in before it freezes, but you've got to wait till it's a little cooler, right? So that it doesn't start growing?
Yeah, so your spring bulbs, you want to wait for the soil temperature to be around 50 degrees or cooler. And I know you're not going to test that, but just keep an eye on your temperatures and
when the air is 50
cooler.
degrees?
When the soil,
the
soil will change cooler after the air temperature.
Okay, so wait till after.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is to leave the fallen leaves in the garden beds. Why is that?
So there's a lot of benefits for that. For one thing, it'll suppress weeds over the winter, so you don't have to pull those. And then it will provide habitat for insects and small animals. And then it also breaks down, and those nutrients will be recycled for your plants next year with that organic matter.
So we're talking more garden beds, not necessarily the lawn, right? Because we don't want it to sit on our grass.
Correct.
Okay, but it's good for the flowers and plants.
Thank you for clarifying. We're not clear.
I have to rake this fall.
That was my excuse. Okay, just the garden beds. Anything else? Any tips we need to keep in mind for the colder months?
I would also recommend leaving your perennials and your grasses up all winter. They provide really nice winter interest rather than just a bare ground or mulch. They also provide cover for your birds that need protection over the winter. As well as some seeds, so they provide food while they need it over the winter.
So typically people might think when it gets cold and there's no petals anymore, that's when you cut it. But you're saying no, wait.
Yep, leave them up. There's like a dried arrangement all winter and provides really nice,
well,
beauty.
You think about it too, your yard does get a little boring in the winter, so at least you have something,
Especially
right?
we didn't get much snow recently.
Yeah. What do we have here? What did you bring for us, Christopher?
So these are some of my favorite plants that will be in the gardens here in the fall. So I'll show you some of the wildflowers. These were just cut from Brookside Gardens this morning. So all your blues and purples and pinks, those are all your asters. You have your black-eyed Susans, your solidago, these are goldenrod. Some people consider those a weed. There's so many beautiful goldenrods to plant in your garden. And then your fall blooming anemones, they usually come in whites or pinks.
Are those the pollinators?
Yep, so these would be great for pollinators. And when you're gardening, you'll want to have plants from early spring to as late into the fall as you can for supporting those pollinators.
Okay. And you could still plant those now?
Yes.
Wow.
I would definitely recommend it. Then you don't have to water them all winter.
Oh, okay.
There's that.
Okay.
There's that. See if they survive. I see some is it berries or nuts?
Yep, so some winter interest, but also these are special for migratory birds. So these native trees and shrubs have all developed this system where they have very bright foliage and berries to attract the migrating birds in September and October. So we have some of the, like the sassafras is a great understory plant with those mitten-shaped leaves. Our native viburnum have this beautiful fall color, and then these very interesting berries.
Did you just pull these off?
Yes,
I
just cut them this morning.
These are all real.
Yes, these are very real. And
these
then,
aren't props. These
are not props.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then your winter berries, bright red, and then aptly named the beauty.
This is what I thought was fake.
The American beautyberry, and these get eaten just as quickly as they ripen.
So you said you just pulled these from Brookside Gardens. You guys have a lot going on this fall, right? What do you have right now?
So right now, the gardens are beautiful with all sorts of colors. On September 28th, we're going to open our chrysanthemum show in the conservatory. In November, we're going to open our Garden of Lights, which is a great nighttime experience with lights, with time ticketing. We also still have lots of classes and workshops. So we also have a Glory of Fall garden tour. And you can learn all about that at brooksidegardens.org.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Get
I
more
heard it's
great
beautiful.
tips.
I haven't been. Have you been?
I
You
haven't
gotta
been
go
yet.
see
I
it.
know.
I've heard really good things.
Lights
Yes.
at night sound amazing
That's
to me.
awesome.
All right,
Thank
but
you.
you can find out more information about all the upcoming events at Brookside Gardens this season on their website, brooksidegardens.org.
Thank you.
Christopher.
Thank you.